very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Now we've got a chance for our State Farm starting lineups. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and he's been a player who always saves his best for last, Kevin. Absolutely thrives under pressure. And, you know, when some guys back down with the game coming down to the wire, he seems to be the one to take it up a notch.
Well, I love the purpose that he drives the basketball. If he gets into that lane with intentionality, once he gets his mind made up to attack the rim, he's hard to stop.
Quick trip here for the Kings, just one game away before heading back to Sacramento. Some doubts forming early for these guys. They've gone 0-4 to start the season. They need a win, fellas.
And we thought coming into this season that this club might have some holes, and unfortunately for them, that's been pretty much the case. Now it's a matter of, can you plug them up and can you gain some momentum as a club and kind of turn things around?
Well, Steve, you know I'm ever optimistic. So I'm going to look on the bright side. At least they've identified what needs to be corrected early in the season, and then they've got plenty of time to get things fixed.
You know, I heard an interview with Kobe. They asked him when he knew he was special at basketball. And he said he scored 60 points in a game back when he was 6 years old. 60.
Can't get it to go. Brooks outside. Here's Cousins. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Cousins has got his first basket of the night. And Steve, Kobe obsessive about the game. Even at 6 years of age, he was already focused on developing his left hand. You know, his dad played in the NBA for such a long time, guided him along, grew up basically in Italy where his dad was coaching pro basketball. Clark, he was exposed to so much, but obviously from a very early age, he was very focused.
Well, Joe Jellybean Bryant, his dad, he played a long time in the NBA, 9+ years, and then another 7 in Europe or so. So he's been around the game and has grown up in what has been the family business for Kobe.
And here's Nash outside. Tries again, and Howard with the layup. Howard's got his first points in this one.
Well, not only does he excel at getting those offensive rebounds, but he's really good getting putbacks and layups off of those boards.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Lakers lead by 1.
6. This Friday night.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast break.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. So the Lakers 5 right now. In the backcourt, Steve Blake and Kobe Bryant. Hill is out there with World Peace, and it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Matt Barnes is the definition of a hustle player. Teammate Kobe Bryant said he's great on the glass, very active, he gets us easy opportunities and second chances. Kevin, this team really needs that level of activity and effort from their role players.
Yeah, they sure do. Thank you, Doris.
Well, what an amazing career Kobe Bryant has had. Last year, he was a close second place in the league in scoring average, passing Shaquille O'Neal to become 5th all-time on the NBA scoring list. And at 34 years of age, Kobe's got a chance to climb that leaderboard even further before it's all said and done.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Hill. Ebanks comes in for Meta World Peace. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kobe. And it's Nash in for Steve Blake. Now Garcia. We're going back to Kobe. As he's gotten older, you see him working much more in the post and coming off screens. He's still, Clark, putting up great numbers. Finished second in scoring, in fact, last year. But he's still doing it a little bit differently than he did when he was a younger man.
Well, Kevin, he said he's not going to hang around past his prime, but he's doing everything he can to make adjustments to extend his prime.
Brooks kicks to Garcia, passes it to Robinson. Takes a shot at the elbow, straight up, and then Cousins with the dunk.
Simply said, a tremendous rebound and a tremendous dunk. T-square.
He was a man possessed right there, Clark.
Yep. That's the kind of energy that you always get from him night after night.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Nash kicks to Howard. Shoots over Cousins. Howard can't hit. Now Brooks still looking to get on the scoreboard. He dishes it to Cousins. Over Howard. And it's Cousins. That time on the assist by Brooks. And so it's the Lakers with it. Howard setting the pick for Nash. And he beat the buzzer. But it's no good. And a tight game here as we end the first half.
13. And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Today's a day to honor our nation's heroes. It's Veterans Day, and this is. It'll be the Hawks against the Clippers out in Los Angeles.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Gotta like what Steve Nash has done in this game.
Well, we know he can score, so it's not really a huge shock to see him put up these kind of big numbers.
And I would think that he most likely will continue to carry on this kind of play into the fourth.
On the floor for Sacramento. Robinson at 4 with Cousins at the 5. On the wings, it's Thornton and Evans, and it's Brooks in at the 1.
You know, and I think it goes without saying, guys, but his strength and body control scoring in close, that's what makes him special. You can see it with the shooting percentages inside. I mean, he's a tremendous finisher.
And you can't forget, this guy is always on the prowl defensively, looking to pick you off if you get too casual and loose with the ball. He kind of gets in your head that way. You know, the Lakers didn't really have the bite on defense they once had last season, Kevin. It showed up in their inability to create turnovers. They were at the bottom of the league in terms of steals. Tell you what, he can be an offensive force when he's on top of his game, guys, and he usually is on top of his game.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And Thornton kicks to Robinson. No one near him. Again, Sacramento. Yeah, Clark, the Lakers dead last in steals, as you said. Below, a lot of teams that had a lot more trouble playing defense, like the Raptors and Bobcats, but I didn't sense the Lakers were jumping into passing lanes. They kind of set back in their defense, and we're trying to pack it in.
Yeah, well, that's playing to your personnel. When you've got 2 7-footers at the rim, you don't want those guys to get in foul trouble. So you really want to funnel players into the lane and to the baseline to have to shoot over the top of those guys. You don't want to be out in the passing lane taking all kinds of risks.
Kobe goes in over Evans. Rejected by Evans. One-on-one here on the wing, Thornton. Back to Evans. Feeds to Cousins. And there's the pass to Brooks. Pass to Thornton. But Trey. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Thornton's got 5 now. Here is Nash. Three-pointer. That is good.
What a quick response. Give up a 3, get a 3.
They're a pretty resilient team. I'll give them that. You got to respect them for coming back that way.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets.
The Kings. This Saturday.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up, and we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game segment. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it's the Sacramento Kings who have delivered the uncontainable game today. You can see the fire that they are playing with, everyone from the starters to the bench. You have to think that they'll hold on to this lead and close out the game.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. They've got Kobe. Matt Barnes is out there with world peace. Then there's Howard. And it's Morris in at the point guard position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
He's just got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of high-pressure situation.
Thornton with it. Picked up by Kobe. Here's Thomas. Gets it to go from 8 feet.
been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
Nash drawing the double team. Right side world piece. Misses with the tough leaning jump shot. The King shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%.
That was a tough game for them to lose, guys, because they really played well throughout the game.
I agree there, but despite the result, I think they can definitely take some positives away from it.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, he's an effort player, Kevin, a guy who competes defensively, willing to take on the opponent's best player. He runs the floor, a little bit erratic at times, but very scrappy, and you know what he's going to bring in terms of energy.
Yeah, he plays with an aggressive mentality. Does a great job on the boards. Pau Gasol is checked in for the Lakers. And the Kings also making a change. Brooks checked in. Evans. Brooks dishes to Thornton. Cousins, guarded by Kobe. Launches a 3. Knocks down the 3.
And that had to feel good.
Yeah, he exhaled as that one went down.
Puts up the tray. The shot is off. And it's the Kings taking it the other way. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, I think both teams are probably anxious to get a feel for each other tonight because this is the first in a series of 4 games between them this season.
No good from Cousins. This is a huge possession.
You've got to execute.
Well, this fella can rise up there with the best of them.
Just a crazy finish, guys.
He's one of the few players with the athleticism to pull that off.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff. We're just over a minute and a half now into the 4th. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Thornton. Evans outside. Now the feed to Brooks. Now here's Nash. No, covered by Evans. Fires from the line. Got it!
Got the lead just going back and forth here. We're seeing some really good basketball.
You know what, guys? I've lost track of how many times the lead has changed. I mean, it's obvious, though, it's been a good one, and neither side can pull away.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, I was able to hear what Keith Smart had to say to his team. He told his guys, time's running low. If we're going to make our move, it's going to be now. Are you guys ready?